So I've spent about the past 6 months renovating this 40-year-old SunLite truck bed camper, and I want to show you the before, where it all started, the renovation process, and what it looks like now. I've had this SunLite camper for about 3 years now, and I've camped in it a handful of times, but I'm finally ready to start restoring it. So just to get you caught up to speed, this is what it just has typically looked like on the exterior. So far, I've cut out this window a little bit bigger so I could put this window unit in. Started sanding down the outside. As you can see, it's just a little more discolored here. It's bringing out kind of the gray underneath of the, I don't know what kind of tin or kind of metal that is, but just been sanding that down. You can see it's more over here. It's kind of the difference of where I've stopped right there. But yeah, the plan is to bedline the camper gray and do accent marks that are black. Just wanted to do a little before video, and stay tuned for the progress. So as you can see, this is not the ideal camper renovation conditions. Right now, the camper is in my grandparents' abandoned chicken house. It's not really abandoned with all the crap that is stored in here, but hey, it's free storage, so I'm not gonna complain. The video clip you would have saw at the beginning of the video was from about 6 months ago. It was in early July and it's late December now. That was back when the weather was warm, the days were a lot longer. It was just real easy to be motivated to work on the camper. We got most of the exterior work done then. Then it just kind of got put on the back burner. Life got busy, and here we are 6 months later in a very cluttered chicken house with a very cluttered camper and flooded floors. And so again, not the ideal conditions, but we'll make it work. I wish I would have documented the beginning of the renovation process a little bit more. Instead, you're just seeing the aftermath of a few of the projects. So we'll try and do a little bit better here going forward. But today, in the next couple days while I'm off from work, I would like to try and tackle the interior of the camper, replacing some countertops, maybe doing some painting. So we'll just get done what we can, and yep. So there's nothing really worth showing in the camper right now. It's just a total disassembled mess. So we're gonna work on putting together the countertops. Right here we have the old countertop, using it as a template for the new one. Obviously this is a lot smaller. This is some scrap butcher block from a friend's house renovation, and just let me have the leftovers. I'm gonna try and piece it little by little to create that. It won't be the prettiest thing, but I think it'll definitely look better than the original. And honestly, I'm just going for the most price efficient renovation here. Should probably be wearing safety glasses. Well, this didn't turn out quite the way I hoped it would. I was hoping I'd be able to piece it together using fewer pieces of wood, but as you can see in my scrap pile, I didn't have many large pieces to work with. So obviously, like I said before, there's a lot more better ways to go about doing this. I just chose the one that didn't cost me any money, so this is what we get. But once we get it inside the camper using some wood glue and screws, I might use a polyurethane finish to hide these gaps a little bit better. And I guess then we'll decide if we want it as a permanent solution or just a temporary countertop, but I guess we'll see when we get there. Before we start piecing together the countertop, I wanted to go ahead and clean out the inside real nice and go ahead and paint it as well. And before we get started on that, I wanted to go ahead and show you the current conditions of the camper one more time before we get started painting. So about 6 months ago, we bedlined the outside of the camper. It was just a nasty white color and got this bedliner, so the Herculiner gray, and painted that on there. Since then, we took apart some of these small little plastic parts, painted those black, as well as the propane cover. I think that really just adds a nice bit of contrast. Right here, I would like to paint the outside of this, just the perimeter of that, really clean that up a little bit. Probably go black there as well. Really the only part we haven't painted on the outside yet, aside from that, is this one. Just haven't got to it yet, but that will be black. That is the outside, and we'll get inside. So let me first just state that this renovation process is by no means complete. We've done the kitchen countertop, we've done the backsplash, and we've painted the interior and painted the exterior with bedliner. But as you can see here, there's still a lot of stuff that needs to be done, just little minor things. But I was eager to go ahead and get this video out, and I was eager to just go ahead and show something. And it's always gonna be a work in progress. Let's go on in there. So this, as you saw at the beginning of the video, was installed about 6 months ago in the summertime when it was very relevant to have an AC unit, and it was super hot working on the camper. So that was nice to have it. Now, the past few months, it obviously hasn't been used at all, but it will be nice to be able to use the camper in the summertime now, because it really does cool the inside. Moving on into the camper, we have our floor, obviously. We have our freshly painted white walls with our green drawers and cabinets to match our green cushions here. Got our heater in the back corner there. I just went camping, so excuse the mess. But here we have our freshly done butcher block countertop. This obviously needs to be cleaned big time, but we got the 3-top burner. Oh, nasty. I'm gonna close that so you don't look at it. And then of course this nice new backsplash. So take a look there. I like this right here. Can slide to the outside, and that window opens as well. The countertop didn't end up quite as bad as I thought it would. As you can see, I pieced it together a few different places. So there's 1, 2, back there is 3, and right there is 4. And then the one I'm most proud of was right here. There's actually 2 different ones, but I mean, running your fingers, you can't really tell at all. But yeah, quite the short reveal for a longer video, but I'm very pleased with the kitchen nook, minus the mess, and once the surface of that gets cleaned. I'm very pleased with how the white turned out with the green and the cushions, the outdoor cushions, of course the AC unit. Still, of course, like I said, some projects need to be done, such as cleaning the canvas and just maintenance on it, making sure it gets nice and pretty, and just see, like right there, I just want to make it where it'll last a long time and doesn't need to be replaced. So little projects like that, cleaning some surface rust, possibly some permanent rust in there too, and then just little bits around the outside. So yep. Anyways, that about does it. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all on the next one.